I saw this article from Bleacher Report and folks in the comment section as well telling me that they're hearing that the Detroit Lions could be about to potentially trade for a safety, Budda Baker, as the trade deadline nears. And while I don't think that this is, I just don't know why we would do this when we have other needs that are pressing at the team. Okay, we're going to trade for a guy that, when we could have gotten guys like Justin Simmons, we could have even got a Quandre Diggs in free agency, but we chose not to do that. And now with the injury to Fatu Melifonwu, now and that might be why. Maybe that's why we didn't bring in a Justin Simmons or a Quandre Diggs. But I was saying before that the safety depth as far as skilled players was kind of scarce. I mean, because you got Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, best, in my opinion, safety duo in the league. You're talking about like a Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams early Seattle days, right? That's how good these two guys are. But after that, you've got Brandon Joseph, and then, like I said, if he might be out, our safety room is very thin when it comes to quality. Brandon Joseph, who did make the 53-man roster, he had to be out there on the game against the Seattle Seahawks. And while I think that if we're going to go defense, the more pressing need on defense is going to be the edge rusher position. Now, some of you guys might say we could use a Sam linebacker with Derek Barnes potentially being, well, he's on IR for at least 4 games. We don't know how severe the injury is and when he could come back. Don't forget the 21-day window has to open, and then the Detroit Lions have to be ready for him. So you're talking about IR, you're talking about rehab, all of that stuff. It could be 8 weeks or more, and we know that the Detroit Lions don't rush their players back. So do we need safety depth? I wouldn't be mad, but to trade for Budda Baker would be when we need somebody to help Aiden Hutchinson. That, to me, would be a questionable decision. It really would. But where is this coming from? According to Bleacher Report, they've listed Budda Baker as a potential, the Detroit Lions as a potential suitor for Budda Baker. Here's what they had to say. The Detroit Lions could be interested in Baker as well. They are chasing a title and recently placed safety Fatu Melifonwu on injured reserve with an ankle Achilles injury. Melifonwu hasn't played yet this season, and the Lions have a solid safety tandem in Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph, but it's not hard to envision them finding room for Baker in their secondary rotation. And let me just tell you, I am not mad at this. I just don't. The trade is the problem. Now, Brad Holmes could trade. I mean, we're at the point now that we are not really forget them picks. We're not at forget them picks territory. I don't know if we'll ever be, but we've got other pressing needs. And right now, the pass rusher is the most important. And if we continue to push it back, and I just don't know. Now, Budda Baker, dude has been a dog since he's been in the NFL. And even at an older level, he's doing it at a high level, right? Justin Simmons, Quandre Diggs, they're still guys that, even though they're a little bit older, that they are putting in work. Here's Budda Baker's stats. Budda Baker, and he made some plays in the Arizona game. If you go back and you look, Lions Syndicate film room, the hook and ladder, Budda Baker is the only one that really saw the play, and he wound up making that connection, actually tackling Jahmyr Gibbs, which kind of went into Sam Laporta's ankle. So Budda is still doing it at a high level. But obviously drafted in the second round in 2017, seems like so long ago because these NFL years go so fast. Pretty much has played most of the seasons in his career, coming off of a 12-game season last year. Going into this year, he's played 4 games, had 40 total tackles, and 26 of them are solo. No interceptions, no forced fumbles, no fumble recoveries at this point. But here is what he would be paid this year. This year, 27 years old. Seems like he's so much older than that. So he's actually younger considerably than Justin Simmons, and I believe he's younger than Quandre Diggs as well. As a matter of fact, I know he is. $13 million. What is he going in 2024? Baker will earn a base salary of $14.2 million and a workout bonus of $400,000 while carrying a cap hit of $19 million and a dead cap of 3.9. So this is a tradable contract for sure. And here's the deal. in 2024, the club picked up this option and he will be a free agent after this year. So that's another thing you have to consider if you are talking about trading for Budda Baker. Budda Baker would be a loaner because at this point, we've got a young tandem in Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. Now, I'm not opposed to a veteran. That's all I was saying in the offseason, too, about why you would bring in a Justin Simmons or a Quandre Diggs, because we did not have a veteran, a seasoned veteran back there, and we still don't have it. So Budda could be that guy. But trading for him when he is on the last year of his deal, what would be the intent? You have to give up a trade. Very similar to what we were talking about with Davante Adams, how with Davante, he's not going to be under with the team under that contract. There's going to have to be a restructure, which could happen for any team he goes to. But Budda will be a free agent. So what would be the point in trading for Budda Baker, essentially going on a Super Bowl run? The article used chasing a title. I mean, are we chasing a title? I don't feel like we're chasing a title. I feel like that we are we're trying to build toward a dynasty. Like chasing a title seems like something somebody would do if they go to a team. If you go to the Kansas City Chiefs, you're chasing a title. That's just the bottom line. You go over there, you win, right? You could say you're trying to chase one if you go to the San Francisco 49ers, the Baltimore Ravens, those type of guys. But I think I don't think the Detroit Lions are chasing a title as much as they're building a contender. So Budda Baker is not really the money owed. It is the fact that he is on the last year of his contract. Now, we probably could get him for like a 5th or 6th round pick because of that, because I don't think the Arizona Cardinals are going to have much leverage with this guy on an expiring contract. But what good would that do us? That's the question that I have. What good would that do us? I know y'all hate this, right? Y'all hate us talking about this, but the only reason I bring up Davante Adams is because of his situation, right? He is a guy, I'm not saying we trade for him, but I'm using him as an example. He's not going to play on a team after next year with the current contract. He's going to have to redo that. So if you were to, let's hypothetically say that the Detroit Lions traded for Davante Adams, that is a Super Bowl now move. That is Odell Beckham Jr. with the LA Rams. That is making that trade in the middle of the season that says, we're going to beat you with the offense, right? And then we let him walk. The Lions would have to be there. With Budda Baker, he's not going to cost as much as Davante Adams, but he's not going to be on, will he be on this team next year? Right? So if he's not, then you gave up a 6th round pick or whatever it was. You paid him. Is Budda Baker going to be the difference between the Detroit Lions making the Super Bowl? Okay, because honestly, if we traded for a guy like Budda Baker and we made the Super Bowl, I guess I would. Okay, so I think a pass rusher helps us win the Super Bowl. Budda could help us make the Super Bowl. Like, real talk. The dude is as a monster, always been. Short, hits, fast. I mean, great football awareness. We trade for him. Where are we going to put him? Is he going to bump out Kirby? No. Is he going to bump out Brian? No. So does he help us make a Super Bowl on the bench? And we got to give up trade capital. And he doesn't move the needle this year. And he gets to walk. He gets to walk next year. So while reports are coming out on this, I would have to say that I wouldn't really see the Lions. It would shock me. It really would. I would be taken aback if the Lions said, you know what, we're going to trade for this guy and we're going to neglect the pass rush position. Now, let's say, I don't know the contract situation, so I'm literally throwing stuff out here. So, you guys got to forgive me because I don't really know it. As a matter of fact, let's pull it up now since I got Spot Track open real quick. Let's see. Because I want to see what is the likelihood of this. There were 2 people in the offseason that we were talking about, and they both kind of reworked their contract for this upcoming season. Okay? Now, let me know what y'all think about this. As a matter of fact, yeah, let me know what y'all think about this, okay? So let's say, now some reports say that the Detroit Lions have 40 million. I've seen 40 million in cap space, 28 million, 23. I don't know which one is correct, but I would assume maybe 40 because multiple sites have said that. Okay, so I would prefer a Max Crosby. My real honest opinion is somewhere along the lines of a Trey Hendrickson a Khalil Mack, somewhere around there. Depends on what the Chargers, where these two teams' season is at. But let's just hypothetically, for the sake of this video, let's use this hypothetical. What if the Detroit Lions, instead of going for a Trey Hendrickson or a Max Crosby or a Khalil Mack, they brought in Budda Baker, okay? But you can't necessarily neglect the pass rush, all right? So what if they were to bring in an individual, the brother of an individual that plays for the San Francisco 49ers? Nearing the end of his career, he got to be, I would assume after this contract, these 2 years are up, that he's going to retire. And that is no other. They bring in, they trade for, but then this would be two trades, okay? So I don't know if this is exactly a needle moving move either. Would you give up a higher pick for one legit player, or and Budda Baker is legit. He's legit, but he's not a position we need. But what if Brad says, you know what? I love Budda. I want to bring him in. He brings him in, but we still got to get somebody on the pass rush. What if he decided to bring in none other than Joey Bosa? Now, Joey Bosa, here's his stat. I'm just throwing this out there because I don't see the point of us bringing in a safety when we got one of the best safety rooms in the NFL, and we had a chance at a free agent. We should have brought, although, again, we don't know what happened with Iffy. So he's got 2 sacks already. Now you can see he's questionable. That's red. So I'm thinking he's going to be out. The former first-round pick in 2016, again, so long ago. So he got 2 sacks in the season. All right, how many games has he played this year? He has played 3 of the 4 games. He got a sack in his first 2. He didn't get a sack in the previous game before the Chargers took on the Chiefs. Let's look at his stats for his entire career. Back in the San Diego Chargers in 2016, that's crazy. That was the last year they were the San Diego Chargers. They will always be the San Diego Chargers. To me, it seems like it was just yesterday, but I cannot believe that was 8 years ago that happened. Joey Bosa, this guy has not played a full season in 3 years. 5, 9, and 2 seasons, because we're still in this one. Well, nope, he missed a game, so he has not played a full season in 3 years. The last time he played a full season was the last year of the 16-game season, which I believe was in 2021. All right. So this is a situation, bringing this back to Budda Baker. I just don't see what sense it would make by the Lions bringing in Budda Baker via trade. Unless, you have to get a steal for this guy. And then again, you still have the pass rush. So are they going to bring in a guy like Budda Baker and try to get their hands on Joey Bosa? As a matter of fact, we didn't look at his contract. Remember, he reworked his contract for 2024. His base salary is $8 million for this year, signing bonus of $10 million. In 2024, Bosa will own a salary of $8 million and a signing bonus of $7 million, while carrying a cap hit of 26 and a dead cap value of $37 million. So I don't think that Bosa is going to be traded. All right. And for me, why bring in Budda when we need a pass rusher, unless we were going to bring in Budda and a pass rusher? And I really don't know who we could bring that would. I don't see Budda changing. Budda's not going to help us win it, make us win. He's not going to be the difference. He's not going to help us get, or he might help us, like I said earlier, he might help us get to a Super Bowl. I don't see Budda Baker, unless you got him playing in the box all the time and his job is to blitz from like if he was doing last year. Maybe then I don't see this happening. But again, stranger things have happened. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think it would make much sense for us to bring in Budda Baker either now or at the trade deadline? I just don't think it makes much sense. We might as well, bring in somebody. We might as well bring in Tracy Walker. Like, real talk. If we're going to bring in anybody, we might as well bring in Tracy Walker and really focus our resources on the pass rush, because that is what we need, right? And if we're not going to do that, we need to go all in on offense. So, and I'm not necessarily saying Devontae Adams. I'm saying whatever makes that happen, where nobody can stop us, then that's what I can see us doing. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Don't forget, this channel is brought to you by viewers, subscribers, and members just like you. You could be anywhere else on YouTube, but you choose to rock with me. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.